Welcome everybody to Monday Night Mayhem, brought to you as always by Mort's Used Cars, for the best cars used on the market. Last week we saw Dixon trade his hardcore title rematch and become the new #1 contender for the WIW Championship. Oh, but don't worry, AD. I have already found a replacement for you to face for the title in tonight's main event. And there will be no justice allowed. If I see any one of them here tonight, I will strip you of the Hardcore Championship. But looking ahead to the pay-per-view tonight, we'll be having a #1 contenders match to decide who will be facing Haley Bowen for the Mayhem Women's Championship at the pay-per-view. And not only that, I'd like to make this match official right now. At the High Voltage pay-per-view, it will be Robert Hall going one-on-one with the Dragon, Tyson Jackson. The stipulation will be determined in the next couple of weeks. Also, last night I was watching Warzone and I couldn't help but notice my Mayhem stars on the Fight Night brand. This is completely unacceptable and it was completely unauthorized by me. It's okay, Mr. Wilson, I already authorized it. Not sure we've had the pleasure of meeting. I am Coach Wilson, pleasure to meet you. Listen, you may not be aware, but my boys, the Linebacks, are the most dominant team there's ever been in WIW. And yet my boys keep getting overlooked and undermined by everyone in the tag team division. Which is why we took action last night. So forgive me for going over your head, but if you won't give my boys the title rematch they deserve, then that wouldn't have happened. And now that the Wolfpack have both the titles, I see no reason why we can't take both and prove that we are the top team in WIW. Okay, listen, Wilson, I am the GM around here. You want to go invading other brands, you either do it under my authority or you don't do it at all. I'll admit, your team are very impressive. But if you want an opportunity, they will earn it in the ring, the right way. I've spoken with Teddy and we've agreed the best way to deal with all the rematches that now has to happen because of your team. At High Voltage, both the Mayhem and Fight Night tag team titles will be on the line in a match between the Wolfpack, the League of Gods, and the Death Ninjas. Tonight, I'll put your boys in a tag team match and in tag team action. And if they win, I'll add them to the match. On one condition. You see, your team will still need to face a punishment for their actions at last night's pay-per-view. And so me and Teddy have come up with an agreement to punish your boys. Well, for a punishment for you at least. Starting next week, you are suspended and will be not permitted to return until after the High Voltage pay-per-view. If you're willing to do that, then I'll give your boys a chance at joining the match tonight. I'll take your stunned silence as a yes. Enjoy your last night here because I better not see you here again for another 2 weeks. Well, some big announcements to kick off what's clearly going to be a big show tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Darren Jacobs and welcome to Monday Night Mayhem. And it is the first Mayhem following the Fight Night pay-per-view that was... Oh wait, no, look at this! No, oh come on, we're not starting the show like this, surely. Chico's scheduled to compete, but he's coming out here to be beaten down by the Cruiserweight Champion. If you remember correctly, in 2 weeks' time at High Voltage, Estrella Chico will be competing for the Cruiserweight Championship against Jake Griffiths. And Jake Griffiths, this is just adding insult to injury. Last week, takes his mask from him, and now this week, he's going to beat him down whilst wearing his mask. And a lot of people have shown their support towards Estrella Chico. They feel like he's been absolutely humiliated for the last couple of weeks. And now this week, it looks like that trend is going to continue. The referee trying to restore some order here. And now look at this. Chico being danced on here by Jake Griffiths, mocking him. He was waiting for him to get up. Oh, but look at this. Chico's had enough. Chico has had enough. He's not doing this anymore. The Starboy is sick of being beaten down on by the Cruiserweight Champion. He's not letting this happen. He is refusing to allow this insult to happen any further. Chico trying to fight him off, but Jake Griffiths still with the element of surprise. He's beating down his #1 contender, but Starboy is still fighting back. And look at this, a fisherman neck breaker, and he gets rid of Jake Griffiths for the time being. Well, something needs to be done about Jake Griffiths. He's been running wild on both Mayhem and Fight Night over the last couple of weeks, and it is getting beyond a joke. I do feel sorry for Chico, I really do. Can't imagine it's nice being beaten down every single night. But tonight, next up, we have a #1 contenders match for the Mayhem Women's Championship. And Haley Bowen will be watching on closely to see how this one goes. The first woman down to the ring, the winner of the Battle Royal at the Sudden Death pay-per-view, which won her a shot at Insomnia for the Fight Night Women's Championship. It is the Youngblood, Violet. She is ready to go here again tonight. She's got a tough competition. I believe these two have actually encountered before, and there was what didn't go her way. We'll see if she can get it done tonight. But for this woman, she's had plenty of opportunities in the recent weeks and months, and that's because she has really turned it up. She didn't get off to the greatest of debuts in season #1, but then towards the end of season #1, like I say, she won the Battle Royal. She earned #1 contendership rights. She really proved that she is a top star on the women's roster, and she deserves these opportunities. And right now, I don't see many other people really fit to go and take on Haley Bowen like Violet was. And Violet stepping up to the task tonight of dealing with this woman who has been so dangerous since debuting. She's put the champ on notice. She's made it clear she wants the champion. And tonight, Goldberg is giving her the opportunity to get that title around her waist. Kaiva Kaiju is out here. The first ever winner of the Road to Glory Season 2 in the women's category. The first ever women's Road to Glory winner. She's earned her spot here on the main roster. And now she is here to do what she must to get the job done and get her shot at High Voltage pay-per-view at Haley Bowen. Bowen and Kaiju have not been on the best of terms. They've been colliding heads for a couple of weeks now. trying to get a women's title opportunity out of her as Kaiju. But tonight, what Goldberg says, enough of the trash talking, enough of the begging. You want a title opportunity, you get in the ring and you earn it. And that's exactly what she has to do here tonight against the Youngblood Violet. Bell rings and away we go between these two #1 contenders match. And we'll see how they do. Violet, of course, probably the underdog in this situation. I don't know. Kaiva Kaiju's been really, really dominant in the last weeks and months. In Road to Glory, she absolutely dominated. Since she's debuted on the main roster, she has dominated. But Violet, of course, she's had her fair share of a turnaround in season #2 and in season #1. Season #1 was a rough season for her until the end, where she won the Battle Royal at sudden death that won her a shot at the Women's Championship. Unfortunately, she was unable to capture it at Insomnia, but before that, she had had all the momentum in the world. She really did show that she has the potential to be a star here in WIW. Now look at this, going to try and use the speed advantage there and the athleticism that she can have over Kaiju to get some control in this match. We're looking at Kaiju. Acts as if she's unfazed there and just goes straight into an arm drag. And drills her down onto the knee. For Kaiva Kaiju, like I say, she has dominated pretty much everyone she's faced so far. She's beaten everyone in the women's roster except the women's champion, who beat her a few weeks ago to give her her first loss here in WIW. I'm sure she didn't appreciate that. Look at that, just tossing her across the ring. And that's just the raw power and strength of Kaiva Kaiju. And now look at that, what a slam down. Just continuously dropping her onto her back, and you can already see Violet holding that back. It's taking a lot of damage. Oh god, look at this. From the middle. Oh my god! And that might have hurt Kaiva Kaiju more than it actually hurt Violet, because she lands right on top of Violet's head. I'm sure that killed Violet, but it was almost like a spike to the chest for Kaiju, but she acts unfazed and continues to dominate in the early stages of this matchup. The referee begins a count from the outside, and I'm sure neither of these women would love to lose on count out or disqualification. Look at that massive boot. Violet on the back burner here. She's in a lot of early trouble. She needs to try and find ways to stay in this battle, and that's exactly what she's doing. Trying to use a speed advantage here to try and run and sneak attack her, and she just can't do it. Kaiju just staying dominant. Kaiju bringing her to her feet. Oh no, not this. This vicious submission hold. Wearing away on the back that she's already targeted for the course of this match. She's made many women tap with this move. Is it going to be enough to get rid of Violet right now? Violet escapes and turns it into an arm drag. One of the very few people who've actually kicked out of that move. But now she might regret this. Looking for the double underhook face buster slam. Look at this. Lifts her up with ease and slams her down. Well, the submission couldn't get it done. Is that going to get it done? Violet, does she have anything left to kick out? No, she doesn't. Kaiva Kaiju wins again. And a big win for Kaiju, and that means that in 2 weeks' time, at the High Voltage pay-per-view, Kaiva Kaiju is going to face Haley Bowen for the Mayhem Women's Championship. A huge victory for her. She deserved it thoroughly. And she is going to face Bowen, and she can celebrate here. Oh, look at that. No intention of celebrating with a referee. The dominant Kaiva Kaiju continues to show off her abilities inside the wrestling ring. For Bowen, I'd be very scared. Her title reign is in serious jeopardy here, as Kaiju looks fired up. She is determined to get a win back over the champion. Can she do that? We'll have to wait and see at the pay-per-view. But Kaiva Kaiju, I'd watch out, everybody, because she is here and she is ready to become the women's champion. Let's move on down the rest of tonight's card. I'm going to keep this short. I want to address the elephant in the room. It's clear to me that Siler Jordan is a real talent. He has pushed me to my limit, and I think that there isn't a better person on this roster right now to face me for the title. But it is very clear to me that that won't ever happen and we will never have the chance for a clean match with Cashman lingering around. So here is my proposal. A high voltage pay-per-view, a triple threat match for the European title. Me, Jordan, and Cashman. I know you two have matches tonight, so I'll give you two some time to think about it. But I think I already know the answer. The offer is on the table, boys. Reach out and take it. Next up tonight, from one #1 contenders match to another, and that was just coming. This one coming just after Mason Foster's huge announcement. He wants a triple threat at high voltage for the European Championship. I guess we'll find out soon enough whether the others are going to answer, but I have a feeling I know what their answer's going to be. But next up, as I mentioned, the #1 contenders match, technically, well, of sorts. It's a #1 contenders match for these guys. And it is, of course, led by Coach Wilson, the troublesome duo of Kazarian Xander and Patrick Green, the Linebacks, who have returned to Season 2 with an absolute riot. They have stepped into the ring, they've beaten down teams, they have collided with everyone, and they've ruined every single tag team match since they have returned. And now tonight, Coach Wilson leads his team as he talked with Mort Goldberg at the beginning of the show. And Mort Goldberg said, at the high voltage pay-per-view, there is going to be a tag team championship ladder match between the League of Gods, the Wolfpack, and the Death Ninjas for the Mayhem and Fight Night tag team titles. And the general manager has given the Linebacks an opportunity to be a part of that match, but they have to win here tonight against one of the top teams on Mayhem as well. If they win here tonight, they will be joining it, and it will become a 8-man, essentially, ladder match. An 8-man tag team ladder match for both the Mayhem and Fight Night tag team championships. And to be honest, I think that is the best way to do it. Just to make sure that no one is feeling left out, that everybody gets their fair chance. But look at the team they're up against. This is not going to be an easy one. The general manager has pulled out all the stops. It is Loki and Noah, the Vikings of Destiny. And it hasn't had these two collide yet. Two very similar teams, both very dependent on their power and raw strength to lead them through. Look, both teams have had their collisions with the Wolfpack. The Vikings of Destiny, not quite as successful. This time last year, they competed for the tag team championships against the Wolfpack in a tag team title match. And that was their first loss of many to them. The Vikings, Loki and Noah, could never get their hands on the Wolfpack's tag team titles. Tonight, though, they have a chance to really shoot themselves up the rankings here, whilst also putting away one of the most devastating teams we've ever seen here on the Monday Night Mayhem brand. And here we go, the bell rings, and away we go here. And remember, the Linebacks win, they will be added to the tag team title ladder match at high voltage. A huge announcement earlier on from Mort Goldberg. It really, really was. And Xander and Green, clearly led by Coach Wilson, they did exactly what they wanted to do. Coach Wilson was back, as many people pointed out. And everybody knows when Coach Wilson is here, the Linebacks are a dangerous team because they are led with direction, they are led with a purpose, and they are led by a natural leader in Coach Wilson. However, its questionable tactics have been brought into question. And right now, Kazarian Xander, who interestingly enough is starting this one off, is getting beaten down by Noah. And Loki and Noah, I'm sure, would love to be added into that tag team title matchup as well. And I'm sure a win here would do that for them. But right now, Xander and Green got to be the odds-on favorites. Yet to lose in season number 2. But that's because they've only had one tag team matchup that was actually legal. And other than that, they've just been getting themselves involved in every other tag team title match that there has been. They got involved with the League of Gods and the Wolfpack, the Mayhem tag team titles on Monday Night Mayhem. And then, of course, last night at the Fight Night exclusive pay-per-view Warzone, which if you haven't seen, go and check it out because there will be spoilers for the next couple of weeks or so. At the Fight Night exclusive Warzone, these two interrupted the Fight Night tag team title match between the Wolfpack and the Death Ninjas. And so the Wolfpack, the League of Gods, and the Death Ninjas have all been put into a ladder match. And I'm not sure how the Wolfpack are going to feel about that. I'm sure they're probably going to feel a little bit unfairly treated. Of course, like I say, because their matches keep getting interfered in, then they have to defend both their tag team titles against 2 other teams. And it could be 3 here tonight. But right now, Loki and Noah are absolutely dominating in this tag team matchup. And it's Coach Wilson's pacing, and it's never good to see Coach Wilson moving around. That's always a worry sign. But Green has been tagged in, as has Loki. And these two are going to square off now. And we'll see how they do. Big neck breaker there. Oh, but look at this now already. Coach Wilson, seeing his team in trouble, is going to get himself straight involved here. Massive elbow drop there by Patrick Green. And that's the problem with the Linebacks. Not only do you have to deal with Xander and Green, who are dominating figures themselves. They're 2-time tag team champions. One of the longest reigning, if not the longest reigning, tag team champions on Mayhem. The nearest to them, of course, is the League of Gods, who were closing in on that title reign, but I don't think they managed to get close in the end. Tag is made, and in comes Loki once again. And right now, the Vikings of Destiny, who have been really good so far since making the trade to Mayhem, they have been a fantastic team. And you know what? If they were to be included into this tag team ladder match, I wouldn't put it past them going on to win it. They've been a very dominant team, so who's to say that they won't go on to win that match? Green here thinking about what he's going to do. He needs to make a decision. He's decided to make the tag. In comes his tag team partner, Kazari and Xander. Now, what's this? Look at this. Suplex. Oh, and out with the drop kick as he drops him down with a suplex. And the Linebacks forced a split there. They were both going to go straight for Loki there, but the referee says no. And now look at this. Trying to stay in control. That's what I'm saying. So not only do you have to deal with the strength of the 2-time tag team champions, Kazari and Xander, and Patrick Green, but you've also got to deal with Coach Wilson, who is a whole nother battle on his own. He never seems to ever get ejected from matches. He always seems to be a problem for everyone he's in the ring with. Tag made again for Kazarian, and a beautiful elbow drop there. And now look, he's trying to make the tag, and he does. In comes the other Danish man, in Noah, who makes his way into the ring. Well done there to flatten him down. Oh, misses that drop kick though. And straight back on the offensive now is Green and Xander. And right now, in a bit of trouble if they can find a finishing touch or something. Green's going to try and find something big here, looking for an aeroplane spin, showing off his strength right now, and slams him down very harshly as well. And with Loki down, no help for Noah. He's on his own for the moment. And now to the corner again, might make a tag here. No, into a tree of woe. And the communication between the Linebacks has been brilliant as of late. They're clearly all working together on the same page on a mission. When they lost the tag team titles, it was clear they were not working cooperatively. Coach Wilson had to spend time out, undergoing surgery after, all of his injuries that he suffered at the hands of the Wolfpack. And now, and then he had to develop and try and rehabilitate himself to make sure that he'd come back this season without any bandages on. And that's so far what he's done, so clearly it worked. But they were very unorganized without him. And now Patrick Green, running haymaker. Brilliantly done there by Patrick Green, and straight into the opposite corner where they might be looking for the finishing touch. It only took one of these to win their return to Season 2. Xander and Green in formation for the Blitz. The big double shoulder tackle, the Blitz from the Linebacks, and straight into a cover, and it might be enough, and it is. Once again, one is all that's needed, and the Linebacks take the cake again. They are going to the Tag Team Championship ladder match. And that's the thing, no matter how much they try and cheat and ambush their way to the title matches, they're still one of the most dominant teams on Monday Night Mayhem. Brilliant tag team display from Xander and Green. And they get the job done again here tonight. They've managed to conquer the Vikings of Destiny, and they're going to be a part of the Tag Team Championship ladder match at the pay-per-view. Dominating victory once again for the Linebacks. They will be going for the tag team titles once again. Will they be able to... Oh, wait a minute, look at this! Look at this from behind! The Domus and Black Jesus, the League of Gods, getting their revenge and taking out the Linebacks. They get their revenge on them for interrupting their tag team title match. And good on them as well. They definitely deserve that. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Confirmed. The Linebacks, the Wolfpack, the League of Gods and the Death Ninjas competing in a ladder match for the Mayhem and Fight Night tag team titles at Warzone. That is going to be one hell of a match, but we've got plenty more good matches to come up tonight, so let's move on down the rest of tonight's card. Well, the Warzone card is getting more stacked by the minute, and yet another amazing match looks to be taking shape as Albright and Steve Miller looks like they're going to be colliding at the High Voltage pay-per-view. But next up, we've got a huge fatal four-way matchup. This is going to be a big matchup, ladies and gentlemen. It is two rivalries combining together to form one epic fatal four-way match. The first person out here is the natural-born thriller, Siler Jordan, who had his European Championship matchup thrown out the door by Travis Cottrell and J.W Cashman. Tonight, he can get his hands on J.W Cashman and two other men in this matchup. But this night, already tonight, we've had Mason Foster came out and he said, listen, there's only one way this gets resolved, so everybody's happy. And he has challenged both Siler Jordan and J.W Cashman to a triple threat WIW European Championship. And I'm sure I know what their answers will be, but we'll have to see what they say in a few weeks' time. Or maybe even next week, who knows. But I'm sure they have an answer for him. And I can't imagine that the answer is no. I cannot imagine that the answer is no. But anyway, Siler Jordan is out here, and tonight gets a chance to get a bit of revenge on the man who screwed him out of the European Championship, a match where he looked almost certain to win it at times. Even though Mason Foster, I'm sure, would have had a thing to say about that. Well, Mason Foster's confident on a rematch, but I'm telling you, someone who would be confident in that matchup would be this man. Almost seems like the king of confidence sometimes, J.W Cashman. Since his alliance with Travis was formed, they have been brilliant together. They've done a great tag team work. They have both been concentrating on singles gold, though, making sure that they keep, keep themselves relevant in all areas. And will they eventually go on to peel off to fight for the tag team championships? Who knows? But I'm sure we will figure that out at some point. But tonight, J.W Cashman will step into the ring with Siler Jordan again. And I said that this was a battle of two rivalries in this fatal four-way match. That's one. Anyone want to take a guess at what the other is? Well, the first person down to the ring. I'm glad we've actually been able to do this match, because these two rivals coming down next have hardly even been able to keep their hands off of one another. I've never seen so much animosity between two people here in WIW. It's Robert Hall coming down here, and as you can imagine, Tyson Jackson will be soon to follow. Well, Mort Goldberg has made it official at the pay-per-view that is High Voltage. Tyson Jackson will collide with Robert Hall one-on-one in what will probably be a no-holds-barred match, or Extreme Rules, or something like that. We'll have to wait and see, but tonight they get the opportunity to step in the ring with each other, as well as two other men. Robert Hall, the winner of the inaugural Nathan Logan Memorial Battle Royal, or Royal Rumble, whichever one you prefer. He's made big strides already in season number 2, managed to secure himself a shot at the Hardcore title. That was ruined by Tyson Jackson, and that's what spurred all of this about. And you'll notice a lot of these rivalries have actually been spurred by the ruining of the championship. And that's what it's all about. Everybody wants to be a champion. Robert Hall more than anyone. And that's exactly why him and Tyson Jackson have just been coming to blows over the last couple of weeks. And speaking of Tyson, here he comes, the Dragon, making his way down to the ring, as we've come to expect now in spectacular fashion. The former leader of the Dragon Dynasty, a former trial era champion, yet to win one here in Season 1 or in Season 2. Season 1, he walked away, and everybody's been calling him a coward for it. They said he was a coward. They said they knew he wasn't good enough, and that's why he walked away. All this, but Tyson Jackson has come back, and he silenced all the haters. He destroyed original Brad at Insomnia. He flattened him, and he has come back and he's flattened everybody else in his path. Not many people have actually been able to stand toe-to-toe with Tyson Jackson. Robert Hall has over the last couple of weeks, and I think that's why these two keep fixating on each other. Well, it's only a matter of time, surely, before this man goes back into the title picture. Maybe he goes after the European champion. We know he was on to that last year, but he never could get his hands on it. Maybe goes for the WIW title. I don't know. But these 4 men, all with vendettas against people, so we'll see how this goes. Bell rings and away we go. And interestingly enough, nobody is going for their rival Tyson Jackson colliding with J.W Cashman for the very first time over there. Meanwhile, SaLgames getting a taste of Robert Hall for the very first time as well. And these 4 could all potentially be at the pay-per-view. J.W Cashman and SaLgames, it's up to them whether or not they want the triple threat. I'm sure one of them won't be happy about it being a triple threat. Well, imagine both of them maybe not. Because SaLgames, he earned the right to go one-on-one with Mason Foster. He earned the right to be the #1 contender for the championship. Oh my god, look at Tyson Jackson! What a toss there! Just tossed him high in the air. Deserves to go recover off of that. SaLgames was in the ring to break it up and isn't paying attention to Robert Hall, who lands a neck breaker from behind. So yeah, SaLgames earned the opportunity to go one-on-one. It was ruined, and Mason Foster has decided to reward Cashman for that by letting him, do this, by letting him have a triple threat match. But like Mason said, there is no way around this. There is no way in hell that, that we were ever going to have a match for the championship while Cashman was doing that. Very nice drop kick there by Cashman. And Robert Hall's going to try and steal the cover on him. Cashman says no. He's going to try it again here. Cashman's just going to let him this time. I think he knew that Jackson was going to get the shoulder up that time. Right now, Cashman getting beaten down by Robert Hall. No, Trevor Jackson getting... Tyson Jackson getting beaten down by Robert Hall and J.W Cashman right now. And now look at this. Oh, a beautiful splash down from J.W Cashman. And he's left alone in the ring. Yeah, for Cashman's perspective, everything he's done worked. He's been beating him down to get a European Championship shot. And now would you look at that, he has an offer to be in the European Championship match on the table. Massive straightjacket DDT there by Tyson Jackson. As for Robert Hall and Tyson Jackson, of course, they will be colliding under the orders of General Manager Mort Goldberg. They will be colliding again at the High Voltage pay-per-view. And I'm sure only one of them will go on to win that match, but I don't know what type of matchup it's going to be. To be honest, I think it just needs to be something big. It needs to be an Extreme Rules. It needs to be a tables match. It needs to be something big because you just need to let these two let their frustrations out. To be honest, because, they're not hurting anybody else. They're hurting each other, but they are not causing a threat to anybody else here on the roster. Look at SaLgames playing to the crowd, and Tyson Jackson's going to make him pay by suplexing him all the way out of the ring. Very nicely done there by the Dragon. And now going to take out J.W Cashman as well. Oh, but look at this. Went for the pin, and as he turned around, was trying to show off there was Tyson Jackson, and he gets Robert Hall caught instead. And right now, Hall and Jackson working together just to get rid of Cashman. Oh my god, look at this. What's he doing here? Oh, just stuns him on the top rope. Meanwhile, SaLgames has re-entered the ring, and Tyson Jackson going to try and take care of him on the opposite side, but SaLgames says no. Now SaLgames. What's SaLgames thinking? And look at this. One side, we've got a flying DDT from over the ropes, and now on the other side, a coast-to-coast. Beautiful drop kick by Robert Hall. And J.W Cashman's in trouble in the middle of the ring. And he's going to try and drag him further away from the ropes. Going to go for the cover. They've both gone for the cover here. And Robert Hall, Brett keeps coming up quickly. Oh, and look at that. I don't think Robert Hall saw the other cover. And SaLgames almost stole this one from under the nose. He's going for his own straightjacket DDT on the other side. Out rolls Cashman. And now Robert Hall and Tyson Jackson. Are we finally going to see them collide? No. SaLgames gets in the way. And SaLgames has him again in the corner. And he's already proven how dangerous he is there. What's he thinking here? Oh, look at this from the top. Another spiking DDT. And out rolls Tyson Jackson. Oh, wait, no. Jackson stays on his feet. He isn't going anywhere. And he's going to get rid of him by slamming him down. And down goes SaLgames. And now we can see these two enemies collide. And they didn't waste any time at all. Robert Hall and Tyson Jackson going straight for one another there. Oh, but look at Cashman now getting himself back involved. He's taking quite a beating in this match. Look at this. Jackson's just going to let him do it. And look at this. Nice little monkey flip in the corner. Tyson Jackson went for a shoulder tackle and missed. But right now, Cashman and Jackson working together here to deal with Robert Hall. And right now the shots are flying in there. Very nice atomic drop. And a scoop-up slam to follow as well. SaLGordan now back in the ring. And he wants a piece of Cashman as he explodes back in the ring. Well scouted, though, by Cashman, and he takes him down with a forearm. And now Robert Hall and Tyson Jackson, they're going to continue this fight on the outside. But no, Robert Hall says, not on my terms. Sunset flip into the cover. Is that going to be enough to get it done? Cashman hasn't seen it to 2. But Cashman didn't see it. He has his own thing going on. Flips through the brainbuster. Beautifully done. But Robert Hall now. Robert Hall. The double knees to the Dragon. The double knees to the Dragon. Is he going to go for the cover now? Is he going to be able to pin the Dragon? He does. He was slow to make the count. And right now, neither one of them breaking it up. For some reason, Cashman was willing to let that one end. And I guess maybe it was a distraction for SaLGordan. But SaLGordan, oh, look at that, going for a powerbomb there. But Robert Hall had it well scouted. And now Cashman, look at this on the other side. Going to try and take advantage of a downed Tyson Jackson. $1 million shot. And now look at this, trying to get rid of Cashman, SaLGordan, so he can make a cover. He's gone for the snap suplex cover on Jordan. It's a 1. And a strange decision not to go for the cover on Tyson Jackson. He's just hit him with the knockout punch, the $1 million shot, and he still don't know. Massive running knee there by SaLGordan. Brilliantly done there by the natural born Thriller. Stays alive in this matchup. Oh, but look, he needs to turn around. He hasn't seen Tyson Jackson yet. And Tyson Jackson works with Robert Hall to try and get him out of here. And get him out of the way. A massive shoulder tackle in the corner. And follows through with a belly-to-belly overhead. And now once again, Robert Hall is left alone with Tyson Jackson in the ring. And now slams him down. Robert Hall, I'm sure is a proud Robert Hall. His sister recently, Caitlin Hall, won the women's championship. Oh, look at that, was going for a submission. Cashman says no. And Cashman now trying to deal with both of them here. But now look at this, double team work here. Oh, and a double cutter there from Cashman and Hall. And now Hall has him on the ropes. And what's Hall thinking? Hall tosses him out and Cashman's in trouble. Everybody's down except Robert Hall, who's going to fly in over the top, but Cashman sidesteps. Beautifully done by Cashman to avoid the suicide dive. Oh, look at that, Cashman and Jordan racing to get back in the ring. Cashman was going for the cover, and I think SaLGordan saw that coming. Breaks it up, and now goes straight back at Cashman. And Jackson, who's come straight back in the ring, straight after Hall, and you can already see these two rivalries have escalated beyond repair. The others don't even want to go for it. Oh, look at that. Siler, I think, was trying to break up the pin, takes out the referee in the process. Jackson says he's had enough, but look at this, the submission hold, and he's going for it, but the referee's down. The referee's down. Even if he taps, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Oh, but luckily he doesn't tap. Jackson makes the save and hits a stunner. But the referee was down. Even if he'd have got that submission, it wouldn't have mattered. The referee was down. There was no one there to make it official. And now Cashman outside. And SaLGordan in trouble on the inside. Oh my God, he had him up for electric chair. And Robert Hall just kicks him back down. Brilliant tag team work there almost from Jackson and Hall. So much action in the ring right now. Everyone just doing everything. They're all going crazy right now. These two both in opposite corners. SaLGordan now going to flip out of the corner. And can he do something now? Look at this. Gets him up there off on the shoulders. Oh, and a beautiful super kick and a monkey flip on the opposite side. Robert Hall rolls out of harm's way. And now J.W Cashman, who's finally come back into the ring, gets scooped back down into a cover, which is instantly broken up by SaLGordan. Oh, went for that jumping knee, but well sidestepped by Tyson Jackson. What a battle this has been so far. And now these two left alone in the ring. They might be able to finish each other off here. He's trying to plant him down. Couldn't do it. And now straight into the cover goes SaLGordan. Is this going to be enough to get rid of Cashman? Oh, it's close. But it's a 2. SaLGordan, I'm sure, would love a victory over this man. Big cutter there. Leaping cutter by SaLGordan. Oh, and he didn't see Robert Hall behind him there. Luckily, he lifted his leg at the perfect time to avoid that drop kick to the leg. And now Jordan, oh, I don't think he's going to like what he sees when he turns around and got busted there by Robert Hall. And now Robert Hall is in the corner taunting, and he might make that. I thought he might have lost that mistake, but he didn't. I keep getting my words jumbled up. There's so much happening inside the ring, and now Cashman looking to capitalize on Jackson. Couldn't do it. Now can Tyson Jackson capitalize? Has him up on the shoulders. Look at this. Cross-leg Michinoku driver. Straight into the cover. Robert Hall isn't going to break it up. No, he isn't. A kick out at 2. Oh, look at this on the other side now. Backslide driver into a cover here by Tyler Jordan. Tyson Jackson hasn't seen it. Didn't matter. Robert Hall gets up. And now looking for a finishing touch here. Looking for the Dragon's Crash. Dragon's Crash to J.W Cashman. And that could be enough. I don't think anyone else has noticed on the other side. 2. Oh, and he couldn't get it. Cashman kicks. And I don't think Jackson was expecting it. Tyler Jordan didn't see it coming, but now Tyler Jordan on the other side using Robert Hall's own submission to his advantage. Trying to make him tap, he does. Jackson couldn't break the hold. Oh, and a cheap shot there by Jackson. This match comes to an end though, and Tyler Jordan picks up the win in the Fatal 4-Way. Huge victory for him here tonight. A big, big win. It was much needed by the Natural Born Thriller. And once again, the European Championship #1 contender gets a huge victory here. Big submission win using Robert Hall's own submission against him. And the Natural Born Thriller walks out the winner of this Fatal 4-Way. A big contest and a big win for the Natural Born Thriller. Well, the challenge is out there. Mason Foster has offered a European Championship triple threat. J.W Cashman, Tyler Jordan, and Mason Foster. Will these two accept? I think I know what that man's going to say, but we'll have to see next week for the official answers. But it is time to move on with the rest of tonight's card. Main event of the evening, and it is a Hardcore Championship hardcore matchup. Anything goes in this Hardcore Championship matchup. AD Nathaniel forced to defend this title on his own here tonight. Not allowed to bring his team with him. He doesn't even know who his opponent is. But I think we've just got a good idea. And he must be quaking in his boots backstage. Because look who has stepped out to answer the call. Rage has been chosen by Mort Goldberg to replace Dixon in the Hardcore Championship match. Well, that is a scary name. That is a scary face. Rage has been on a bit of a losing streak as of late, though. He hasn't been himself. But what a way to bounce back by becoming a Hardcore Champion. That could be monumental for this man who has yet to... the first ever WIW Champion. This could be a monumental return to the top if he can get the job done here tonight. And AD Nathaniel thought he'd gotten away with getting rid of one monster, and now he has to deal with a second one here tonight in his first ever defense of the Hardcore Championship after winning it last night, after winning it last week in an ambush on Dixon. And Dixon's now gone on to face for the world title at the pay-per-view. But the Hardcore Championship, for the first time we get to see it in an entrance as AD Nathaniel takes it down with him to the ring. You remember the 24/7 rule. He's got to be careful because anyone could come down that ramp at any time and try and steal it. But not while this match is going on. Whilst this match is going on, it's just Nathaniel and Rage one-on-one. He looks composed, to be fair to AD Nathaniel. But he does need to be careful because he knows how much of a threat Rage is. Like we say, the first ever WIW champion. But the Justice Movement trying to stay strong, trying to capture as much gold as possible. And if they can keep the Hardcore Championship around their waist, they can. They will try to do it. And remember, Skeens and Lachlan not permitted at ringside tonight. AD Nathaniel has to do this all on his own. Hardcore Championship is on the line. Rage, the challenger, the first ever world champion, has a tough task tonight. He's been on a very big downward spiral, but can he help the general manager get a bitter revenge on Justice whilst also capturing his first title of season #2? You can see by that little pose he looks confident. The champion AD Nathaniel A bit of nerves in the face, you feel. But his first ever championship here in WIW. And I'm sure he's not going to want to lose it in the first try. And I'm pretty sure if he does win here tonight, he instantly becomes the longest reigning hardcore champion. And that's only with a 7-day streak. But can he hold on to it here tonight? His first ever championship defense. Can he hold on to it tonight? No one here to help them. No Lachlan. No Skeens. He has to defend the hardcore championship by himself. And I'm sure he'd be eager to do that here tonight if he can. Here we go. Rage and Nathaniel. The bell rings and away we go. Let's see how these two do. And look at that. Nice little barrel roll. Takes down the champ straight away. And we knew Rage would come out hot here. He's going to want to try and improve on what's been a shaky return for him so far. Returned at the Royal Rumble. Was unable to win it. And of course, that's, that's nothing big. That, if you lose the Royal Rumble, it happens. Everybody was there. And that wasn't the issue. The issue was that when he came back, he was struggling for wins. Really struggling to make an impact here. Look at Nathaniel celebrating the fact that he's got rid of Rage for the second. But Rage straight back. He didn't even fall to his feet, really. He just landed on the outside. Trying to take him down now with a boot. He just can't take him down right now. And look at Rage. Rage says no and slams him down instead. And he is a really tough fighter, Rage. A dominant monster. And a lot of people are very fond of Rage. They all wanted to see him succeed when he returned. But he has failed to succeed in his return. And now needs to find a way to make an impact. And this is exactly the way to do it. And look at this now. Going for a weapon. Remember, it's a hardcore championship match. No countouts or disqualifications. Went for the swing of the baseball bat. Well, sidestep. And look at this. Nathaniel making him play chase. And now takes the bat from him and looking to use it himself. Oh, but look at that. Says no, does Rage. Another member of the Dragon Dynasty. We've seen one earlier already tonight. Now we see another, and now the strike's coming in. Look at that. And with that massive punch, takes him down. But Nathaniel says, I can do that too. And now he's going to go for a weapon again. Wasn't allowed to use the baseball bat. Now trying to use the kendo stick to his advantage and right across the chest. But look at that. It just ignores it. It's almost as if he's tickled it. Across his chest, Rage is taken down. Well, not taken down by the kendo stick, despite being hit. And oh my god, look at this. Now going to just stun him off the apron. And AD Nathaniel's title reign is in serious jeopardy right now. As he is getting absolutely beaten, AD Nathaniel, by the monster that is Rage. He's finally starting to show some signs of life in season number 2. Can he handle it? And Nathaniel, I'm sure, is having a tough time trying to do this on his own. It's been a long time since you've seen Nathaniel by himself into the cover, just trying to get out of there, but can't even keep his shoulders down for a 1. He's got him down on the apron right now, and that's what he needs to do, keep him down, because as soon as Rage gets up, you're in trouble. Rage being brought back to his feet here, trying to use his weight to keep him down, and he does. Nathaniel, not exactly a lightweight, now playing to the crowd, much to their disapproval. The hardcore champion is trying to fight back in this matchup. And now look at that, went for the kick, and once again caught, and once again flattened, and once again Nathaniel retreats as Rage plays to the crowd. One of the favorites from everyone. And now look at this from behind, going to catch him taunting, just trying to find a way to sneak up behind and attack him. Gets him to the top now. Can Nathaniel produce something big? This is what you need. You need big moves to take down this big man. Can he get him up and over? This he can. Lady Nathaniel is finding some life in this match. Really is trying to fight back and produce something if he can do it. Now just trying to keep him down and wear him down. Rage is being contained right now. But for how much longer? He's not one that stays down for very long, as he's already seen in this match. Trying to go for a cutter, couldn't do it. And oh my god, he ran right into a gorilla press! And the height, he just fell from down onto the knees. It's been devastating. And once again, Nathaniel retreats. And not for the first time in this match. Probably not for the last. He retreats. But you can't escape Rage, who follows him right to the outside. Oh, he got caught on the bottom rope there. Managing to just escape that grip. No, oh my god. Nathaniel. Oh, no! What a devastating maneuver! Smashes him down onto the apron off the ricochet of the alley-oop bomb, and his face hits the apron. Nathaniel's still trying to fight back, but he must be dazed by that move. Nathaniel, does he have anything to find a finishing touch to try and put him away? Oh my god, oh, what a pile driver! Drills his head down, and just like that, Nathaniel tries to turn the tide, but look at that! He just gets up as if nothing even happens. Picks him up now. And what's he thinking? Oh, and out of a powerbomb is a cutter. Rage now into the cover. Do we have a new hardcore champion? We do. Rage flattens AD Nathaniel in spectacular fashion. And he becomes the new hardcore champion here tonight. Oh, wait a minute, look from Nathaniel getting back to his feet, and he's not happy with that. Look at that. Another fist flying away from Rage, trying to shake him off, not trying to let him try and take the hardcore title back, but it doesn't matter. Rage has got his championship, and Justice are not going to be happy about this. They were banned from ringside, and AD Nathaniel, as a result, has lost the championship. But I can't imagine it's going to be long before he's going to be asking for his rematch. That is going to wrap up tonight's show. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like if you did. Comment your thoughts and feelings on tonight's show. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I will catch you guys in the next fight night. Peace.